There I was,
Good call.
there I was, 10 years old, just got home from school. Me and my sister walked in the door, and as soon as we got home, we walked in the kitchen and started pigging out. There was dishes all over the kitchen counter. Then we went and sat down and watched TV like we always did when we got home from school. About 30 minutes later, we heard the garage door open and my mom pulling up. We got real scared, jumped up, ran into the kitchen and started washing the dishes. We knew that our mom had told us to wash the dishes and make sure the house was clean before she got home. She walked in the door and she said, "What are you guys doing? I told you guys to clean up the house." So always make sure you clean up after yourself and listen to your mom, and you'll avoid being yelled at.
Okay,
You should have told the coffee story.
thank you.
Ready? Okay. There I was, sitting outside the Great Falls Police Department, ready to go in and talk about a missing check card that I had that had been stolen from. And it was only like $100, but I was a freshman at the time, so that was like all that I had, right? And I was sitting there with my family, and I had kind of a sneaking suspicion. And we went in and looked in at this stuff, I don't know, police stuff, IP addresses and whatnot, and sure enough, my suspicion was right. It was one of my very best friends, and to preserve his anonymity, I'll call him John. And to give you some context, he was night and day different from me. Like, he was into the drug culture and was very irresponsible, where I was here, like, straight A's in school and all that. But we were still really good friends. Functionally, he was my best friend. So you can understand why I was ticked, right? But rather than pursuing legal action like I could have done, I could have gotten him kicked out of our school, I decided the best thing to do was probably to just call us square as long as he paid the money back, which he did. And I've learned since that that affected him much more than if I had tried to get him kicked out of school. And he's since cleaned up his act a lot, and I'm very proud of him. So the lesson I want to leave you with is forgive the people that wronged you, because in the long run, it'll be healthier for you and probably better for them.
All right, thank you, Tanner.
Tanner Blankers, Eureka, Montana. Change my story. So there I was, Polson High School, varsity basketball game, big game, sophomore year. We're up by probably 10 points, the other team scores. I catch the ball because the crowd was getting kind of crazy and they hated us a lot. So I catch the ball and I turn towards the rest of the court, holding the ball, waiting for everybody to get back. I was kind of cocky back in the day, so I was just kind of sitting there. And all of a sudden, I hear some girl yell, "Shoot it!" I'm like, "Is that?" Look over to the crowd. There's Anna DiGianardo, probably the best looking girl to ever go through Polson High School. I'm just like, I shake it off. I'm just like, whatever. So I start bringing the ball up court. All of a sudden, some things are going through my mind, and I look over at my coach, and he just seems really happy. So I thought, this is all right. About half court, let it go. Basically, if you're gonna risk it for the biscuit, you'd be better off if you didn't do it in front of 500 people. So that's my story.
Yeah, I was wondering why you guys were up.
Okay. Our next speaker, go for it.
That bothers me.
What's this?
Oh, your puppy.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. All right. So, Cody Babinas from beloved town of Great Falls. So, there I was this last summer. I was talking on the phone with Emily. She was in Washington when I was here. And for some reason, she started talking about babies. So I was like, why the hell do you want to talk about a baby now? She's like, well, they're just so cute and I want one eventually. I was like, well, no, let's wait till we're in 20s. And then, of course, she comes home, she's all pissed off at me. I was like, why the hell are you pissed off at me? Why can't we wait? She's like, I might be pregnant. It's like, and you know, it's like, oh, she's like, hey, I was trying to drop a hint that I might be. I was like, well, don't drop hints. I don't understand what the hell you're trying to say. So for the ladies, don't try to drop hints because we don't understand what you're saying. And for the guys, always assume they're trying to drop hints. So you don't, and then if you do, like, your life will be less stressful.
Thank you, Cody.
Can I go? Okay, so there I was. Oh, wait. Tricia Silva from Boston, Massachusetts. There I was a couple weeks ago before spring break, and me and my little puppy, she's like this big, 5 pounds, we were downstairs just chilling, and I was getting ready to go to English class when I hear a knock on the door. So I go and open the door, and guess who it is? It's security and the housing director. So I open the door, and my little puppy's like on my feet, like barking and like scratching on me. And then they go, you need to come to housing because you have a dog and I can see it and you're not supposed to have the dog. And I was like, okay. So after my English class, I went to housing and I talked to the housing director, and she said, you have a week to get your puppy out of the villas. And I said, okay. And so I had to bring my puppy home for spring break, and my mom had to take her. So don't have pets with UGF housing because you will get caught and you'll have to give up your dog.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Trish.
Yes, sir.
Go.
Neighbors' lives would be much better.
Shut up.
Okay, I'm Rashida, and I'm from Los Angeles, California.
Yeah, why don't I?
So there I was, like, maybe like October, November of this past year, and it was like 11:30 at night, and I was the designated driver for a couple of my friends, and I was coming down 10th, and the speed limit's like 35, and I was like, there's no cars on the street, it's not gonna hurt to go a little bit over. So I like look at the speedometer, I'm going like 65, 70, it's like not that bad. So I'm like, I'm going, no cars, I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna get pulled over. And then as I pass a car, and I like look to the left, I'm like, shit, that's a cop. And so he busts the U-turn, I'm like, damn it, in my head I was like, I'm not getting pulled over, like, I never get pulled over, I always drive fast. So like, all I hear is whoop whoop. Sorry. And then like over the thing, he's like, pull over your vehicle, pull over on the side street, and I get pulled over. And thankfully he was so nice because it was my first ticket. He put that I was doing 45 and a 35, and I had to go pay at the Civic Center $85 to get it deferred. So what I want you to do is follow speed limits. They are there for a reason, because and you will not have to go to the Civic Center and pay out of your own money.
Okay. Tough lessons.
Okay. Hi, I'm Paige Jensen. I'm from Auburn, California. So there I was coming on my recruiting trip here from California. And I was also getting recruited from Northern and Havre. And my mom and I came together and we rented a car and we were driving. And she said, put in the address, because we flew into Great Falls and I had to go to Havre the next morning. And she said, put in the address. So I put it in, but I didn't check the city that I was supposed to be going to. So my mom and I drove 3 hours down instead of up. So I was supposed to be playing at 4 o'clock, and I was 3 hours not going to be there at 4 o'clock. So lesson learned, make sure you know what city you're going to so that you don't go 3 hours the wrong way and then have to drive 4 back up. Wait, I think my ride found Missoula or something.
Okay, is that everybody? Is that everybody?
Yeah.